Welcome back to Theoretical Nonsense. Today we're going to be discussing Season 5, Episode 19, The Weekend Vortex. And today we are talking about the Whip app, video game marathon snacks, and Grand Theft Auto. Stay tuned. Welcome to Theoretical Nonsense, the Big Bang Theory watch-along podcast. No PhD required.
We're the podcast that recaps all the episodes of The Big Bang Theory. No spoilers.
So hop into your favorite spot,
Make yourself a grasshopper,
and enjoy the ride. Ahoy, Ryan.
Ahoy, Rob.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Fantastic, because I am ready to talk The Weekend Vortex.
Oh, yeah.
I love this episode, and not because it's a great episode, but it wasn't the best episode, but I love it because it's about video game marathons.
Yes, this is like up there for me with holiday episodes. There was some character interaction development, especially on Sheldon's part, a little bit of relationship with Leonard and Penny, but deep down, my nostalgia of having video game weekends with my friends and staying up for like never 48 hours, but definitely a good like 24 to 30, video gaming it out. I love it. It was my cup of tea, and I wish it would have gone more into the video gaming, like crazy things happening, but still love the premise and a great concept.
Like Leroy Jenkins. But this just brought back like so much like nostalgia. It's like you said, like those nights of just like video gaming nonstop. I remember my college days of just like so much StarCraft, so much.
I remember I used to do Command and Conquer, especially Command and Conquer Red Alert on PlayStation, when PlayStations had the link cord and you could plug two in together, and you needed separate TVs, so it was like very, very primitive LAN party. And I'd pull the kitchen TV up and like we'd take it downstairs, and one of us would have the shitty like 12-inch TV, and the other one would have like a huge projector big screen, and we would just and then we'd switch from that over to we did a lot of GoldenEye, but I read a review the other day, and I agree with it, that GoldenEye is just not that great of a game. And I tried replaying it the other day, and the controls are really fucking wonky. I never got the hang of them, and my friends all loved it, but I'm like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with it. Great sleepovers. I don't think it was that great of a game. Unpopular opinion.
It was great. Well, okay. It was great at the time, though. Like, you gotta remember, like first-person shooter at that time to go against each other, that was like very, very innovative at the time.
Having split screens was huge, like 4 split screens, 4 players shooting each other. It was a good experience. I just remember being like, I can't fucking aim. I'm running around shooting my feet.
It's like comparing it to today's standards. Yeah, it's night and day. It's like like if a Gen Zer actually like picked it up and started playing it, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, right? I have like Call of Duty 20 right now. So it's
like... we were talking the other day too that if I don't know when you'll be hearing this, but if you've ever heard of the game Destiny, listeners, it has been discontinued by Bungie, right? And Rob and I used to play it like pretty religiously, especially like during COVID a little bit, right? Before and during COVID.
We played a lot.
Yeah. And it's kind of...
I was back in Washington. We played a little bit when I was in Pennsylvania. So it carried over for a while. Yeah.
And had a lot of fun. And it's don't have as, it's been a few years since that. And even that wasn't the straight, like, 24-hour gaming nonstop, but I love those memories, and I love those experiences. We would play for like a good 5-6 hours, right?
Yeah, even with Diablo 2, when Resurrected first came out, we both got it. We were playing. We started characters at the same time. We clocked in a lot of hours together at that.
Yeah, those are good memories. I wish more video games were like that.
Well, I'm still playing Diablo, so if you ever want to pick it up again, start that Warlock. Do you remember your last like big video game marathon? Like the big one. Like what's like a big one that you remember? I have two memories that I could share. One big, one small, but I'll
Uh,
let you go.
Um, I really don't recall the last video gaming one. I'm guessing it was probably the end of high school because at the end of high school we all went our separate ways and never really got back. Even on summers, I didn't really have video game parties, and people were getting into drinking at that time, so we would go out and like hang out camping and drink as opposed to playing video games. But I think the biggest one and one of my favorite memories is me and my friends befriended the owners of a local video game store. It was kind of like, oh, what was it? What's that used video game store? I guess GameStop is selling
GameStop?
used. Yeah, there was something else. Funkoland. It was kind of
Oh,
like a
I remember
Funkoland,
Funko I
but
remember.
it was an independently owned one because they had worked at Funkoland and they moved to Erie from Cleveland to start this place. I can't remember what it was called. If I thought about it, I would, but I don't want to call anybody out. But we became friends with them, and one year they invited us to their employees' video game party. And it was probably because they needed players, but there was a good like 20 of us, and they hooked up some video games. We had like a 16-player Halo. We played a Sega Saturn game, Guardians of something, and we played it with like max players, like 8 players or something, and it was just like some games that like I had never heard of. It was the Christmas spirit. It was snowing outside. We had snacks, and honestly, I felt really cool because I was like in high school, hanging out with like older people and playing like hardcore games. So that was probably one of my favorite, and it probably was only like a good 7 hours, but it was still on my top list of gaming things. How about yours?
The bigger one that I remember was in my mid 20s. It was the LAN party style. It
Yeah.
was over at a friend's place, and he brought out four TVs, and people brought over their consoles, and we connected them all together, and it was just hours and hours of Call of Duty.
Mm.
So that was the bigger one. It was my mid 20s, so that was like 15-ish year. I'm trying to calculate my age. Yeah,
It was a
15
long
plus
time
years
ago.
ago. And then a little after that, like a few years later, I remember having some friends over at my place. It was like for pretty much like a 6 hour stretch of Diablo 3, like when Diablo 3 just came out. We all got it. We
Uh,
all loaded up on our computers. We started characters, and we just kind of grinded for like 6 hours.
that would be fun. Was it? Were you playing multiplayer or just playing next to each other?
We each had our own computers, and
Ah,
yeah, and we just joined the same game and kind of just went through
Syndrome.
the story mode.
I don't know if I got into the LAN parties as much because by the time they were coming out, I was like,
Online play was getting probably
yeah, it
bigger.
was somewhere in between, and like I was going to college, and none of my friends in college really did gamed. Maybe it's because I was getting girlfriends and they didn't game and their friends didn't game. And my actual friends from high school moved away, and then like the people I was hanging out with in college were movie makers, so they they smoked a lot of pot and watched a lot of movies. So like we would watch movies and talk, but like none of them. I don't remember them really gaming. So like I was, if I wanted a game, I had a game online, and I could not play with friends. In fact, I remember Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles came out, and I was in college. I believe it was GameCube, right? And it was like to play it in its full experience, you had to have the GameCube. You had to have special cords that plugged into your Game Boy Advances, and then you had to have four friends who had Game Boy Advances to play it. And I remember Penny Arcade making a joke. I might be butchering this, but they were saying like, "What if you don't have four friends?" And somebody's like, "Well, that's what prostitutes are for. You pay them to come over and play Final Fantasy with you." So yeah, my college. I wish I would have had more gamer friends then.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and it kind of goes into what I was gonna say a little later in the episode when Howard gets Bernadette into it, or Bernadette shows interest. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of the dream. At least that's one
Yeah.
of the dreams. I definitely have tried to get Christina into my game, and it's so funny because every time I describe it, there's this blank expression on her face. So that's what you're doing in the office. So that's what
This-
you're doing your time. Like, okay.
I don't think I've ever tried to get Kelsey involved. I tried with my high school girlfriend and my ex-wife, and my ex-wife, for better or worse, got into or for what's the word? Bless her soul. She tried really hard there to get into gaming and got into some, but just did not have a passion or care for like at least my games. She had her own games, she liked puzzle games and stuff on her phone, but getting her into actual like Diablo would be out of the question. Halo would be out of the question. Maybe a little bit, but
Yeah, I can definitely see if something like the Kinect comes back, or if like the Wii, like more something more interactive, I could definitely see her getting more into. And I know like there's some like knockoff stuff where like it's connected to a camera and like you can interact with the screen and stuff like that. I know like they have like newer versions of that. I might do something like that because of Hunter,
I
but
saw
he's just
that at
not
Target they had something that's
yeah.
like the box or something. It looks like a little
Yeah.
box. I'm like, that's a Xbox Connect. Like,
Yeah, it's basically that. Yeah. But my neighbor has it, and he plays with his kid, and I tried it. It's a lot of yeah. It's basically the Connect. We tried to get Hunter to play with it, but he's just not quite there yet. But,
yeah.
but yeah,
Huh?
all right.
Huh?
Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot of video games. I'm sure a lot more memories are gonna flood to us. But before we get started, we have a little bit of housekeeping. We have an email at theoreticalnonsensepod@gmail.com. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Just scroll down, click that 5 stars. If you write something, we'll give you a shout out. And then find us on YouTube at Theoretical Nonsense. Like and subscribe. And I don't think we got anything new. I haven't actually checked reviews, but I
Oh,
don't
check.
think
There's one for you.
a review.
Oh, not review, an email.
Oh, we got an email. Holy shit!
Yep.
For me.
Yep. I think it came in at like noon.
I'm gonna cut that surprise out.
For me?
It's usually to you. All right, we got an email from Chris. Chris with a K. Ahoy there, Rob. Sorry, I'm a day late, but I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday week. As always, looking forward to listening to your next episode. Your friend Chris. Well, thank you, Chris. We were actually supposed to record this on my birthday, but we're a day late. Some things happened, so.
It's
thank you.
finals week, so I'm like in the trenches of grading and like fighting the AI paperwork. I'm fighting the good fight, but yeah, I had to delay. Thank you, Rob, for postponing.
No problem. It actually works out because I'm going into work late tomorrow.
Nice.
It just happened to work out that way. So, yeah, the birthday went. I'll just, you know what? As I get older, I'm just gonna be honest with everyone. It was just okay. Things happened, and some good things happened, and some bad things happened. I played a round of golf, which is a good thing. It thunderstormed on us, so that was a bad thing. Didn't break 90, but that's fine.
Didn't get electrocuted. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And then dinner was a wild disappointment. And I won't go into it, but I was very thoroughly disappointed with my birthday dinner. We went out. My wife did not cook it. She's an amazing cook. It was definitely not her. It was my choice. I chose this restaurant, and it just did not deliver. Ryan and I were talking about it off camera. I won't bore you, but you know what? It's birthday week, so we're going for it. And you know what? It's Father's Day this coming weekend. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I know this is launching super late, but
it's close enough.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I might have told you some. I bought Full House on sale on digital for like $15 or something. like the whole freaking series, and I just kind of have it on in the background. And it's such a weird fucking show. Like, there are things about it that would be canceled today. Like, I'm pretty sure Kimmy Gibbler sexually assaults DJ's cousin. Like, I'm watching them like, Kelsey, did she? And Kelsey's like, yep, she just did that. So it's kind of weird. Things are a little bit different, but like they'll have an episode and it's like summer and DJ dresses up as Mrs. Claus, and it's like, is this Christmas? Is it summer? Is it like I don't know? And then like they won't have a Christmas. I think it's fine to talk about holidays as you go at them, and every day's a holiday.
Every day's a holiday. I love it. Well, thanks again, Chris. I really appreciate it. All right. So let's go into the episode. Do we want to talk overall thoughts of the episode first?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit. What were yours?
Like I said before, I love the concept of video game marathons. It brought back a lot of great memories. There was a lot of funny moments in this. But one thing that kind of stuck out to me was I've been doing a lot of thinking about this of like, I hate to say it because I know it's kind of like a trigger for some people, but this show does kind of illustrate a lot of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And it's something, it usually always comes from like Leonard. I feel like Leonard lately has just been like instigating that and everything like that, like calling Raj out for being overly feminine, for going for healthier snacks and everything like that, bringing yogurt to like the game night and everything like that. But honestly, like as we get older, I remember even me with my last Diablo one in my late 20s, we brought healthier snacks. Somebody brought a veggie tray, and honestly, we were super stoked about it.
I feel like if somebody's bringing snacks, I have this really weird relationship with food where, I've never been hungry, but I have this whole notion that you should always be thankful that there is food on your plate, no matter what, and be very appreciative. I don't know where that came from, but like I'm like, whatever it is, you be thankful and you smile. In fact, I remember there's an episode of Anthony Bourdain where somebody's interviewing him, and they're like, what happens if the food like doesn't taste quite fresh and you're going to get sick from it? And Anthony Bourdain says, you take one for the team. And that's like, exactly. You make people feel good because they're giving you food. You figure it out. You don't make fun of them for bringing snacks. You say, thank you. I appreciate it. But I am right there with you. I
should be more thankful for that terrible dinner that I had on my birthday. Is basically what you're telling me is like, Robert, you are being so ungrateful. You're being a birthday brat.
See, that's where I draw the line, because it's your birthday, and if there's a day to be a bitch about something, it's your birthday, so you are allowed to complain.
Allowed to be a bitch on my birthday. I'll take it.
And if anybody's curious, from what I'm hearing, it was kind of like if you ever seen that Simpsons episode where they're at like Disney World or something, and they're like, I'm gonna have German food, I'm gonna have Asian food, I'm gonna have Norwegian food. And it like scans down to a guy underneath it, just putting a steak on each conveyor belt, and they all go to the same place. That's kind of what yours sounded like. That everything was like kind of the same.
All right, I'll just tell everyone. I'm sure you're all dying for this story. I'll give you one part of why it was disappointing. We went to a Chinese restaurant, and I grew up having honey walnut shrimp, so I know exactly what it's supposed to taste like. I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. They tossed fried shrimp with sweet and sour sauce and just threw on some walnuts on top of it. I was like, I even called them out on it too, because even like the menu even described it as crispy shrimp in a sweetened milk sauce, and it was very obviously sweet and sour. And I think the waitress gaslit me and was like, nope, this is how it always is.
Like, it always comes out red. What?
You know what? I just smiled and nodded like, okay, so it's the house special.
It's really special. And
it was just like, yeah.
I think you were well in your rights to have held your birthday card saying, this is my fucking birthday dinner. Make it better.
I always preach to my wife about like just trying to stay positive and everything because like she has like she if you think I'm particular about food and everything as like a chef and everything like that, but like she's very particular. Like she knows what she wants, she knows how she wants it. So I have to if I'm gonna talk the talk, I need to walk the walk. So I kind of just dealt with it. I kind of just took it on the chin. Like, you know what? If this is like, I'm just gonna believe the waitress. If she says this is the way it always is, then okay, then fine.
It's not worth arguing with because where's that going to get you, right?
Yeah,
Reminded of
I'm gonna
Road
pick my
Trip
battles, and it's not this one.
where did you see Road Trip where they do the pancakes or was it French
Yep,
toast? It's like I
with
asked for
pan.
no sugar, right?
No, it was French toast. Yeah, and then ooh,
He gets the French toast back with no sugar on it, but you don't want it after that.
yeah.
But I was gonna say that I actually made a note saying, "What the fuck is your problem, Leonard?" Because I agree with you that he kind of
He
I
was
don't
kind of
know
being
what
a jerk. Like
he's kind of being a
it was very unnecessary, and I was doing some deep dive thinking about it and everything, and I could definitely. I know we're putting pieces together and everything like that. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but based off the way that Leonard was raised with his mother and everything like that, I could definitely understand his yearning to become more masculine. So
yeah.
this is his way of flexing a little bit. But at the same time, it's like, let Raj just bring some healthier snacks. What's the big deal?
And I do understand that this episode was really I don't think it was completely there, but it was building this man versus woman thing where Penny's apartment was the female energy and their apartment was the male energy, the drinking games versus the video games, and they made a couple comments here and there that it was supposed to be like, well, it's girls' night, well, it's boys' night. Not completely to that extent, but I think that's where the script was going, and I think Leonard's lines were supposed to build on that. Like this is a man's video game, and it came out kind of weird and kind of like the fuck, dude.
Yeah,
You're gonna
but
drink that beer and you're gonna smile about it.
but yeah. Otherwise, I really enjoyed this episode. I think I watched it maybe upwards of like 6 times. So just because it was like I want to watch it again. Let's
I'm
just
just gonna
study up
watch
on
it.
it.
This is one I would go back to. Holiday episodes, and this one is definitely a. And it's weird because it's not like anything super major important happened, but it's just a fun episode that kind of feels
Yeah.
like at home.
And I look forward to having my like major video game night again, like during like my little in quote vacation.
It's
Oh, it's gonna happen.
gonna happen. I just imagine like when we retire, like every day is gonna be like, oh, we're gonna LAN party again.
The setups that by that time the setups on the consoles probably won't even allow it. It'll be too
Right?
advanced.
How do I plug this in? Brian, you're putting a fork in an outlet. Oh, okay.
It's a new game I invented,
I call it Shocky.
and everyone's a loser.
All
Well,
right, with that.
this is season 5, episode 19, The Weekend Vortex, aired March 8th, 2012. Written by Stephen Malaro, Eric Kaplan, and Steve Holland. Directed by Mark Sandrowski. Our opening scene takes us to the stairwell where the guys are walking up the stairs and Raj suggests some guy time with the new Star Wars game. Just like the old days, gaming marathon, start Saturday morning, go straight 48 hours. And the game that they're talking about was the Star Wars Old Republic, which released December of 2011. And shockingly, I never played this game. It's like right up my alley. It's a Star Wars game and it's an MMO. So I don't know why I didn't play it. Did
I
you?
was curious about that. I never got into this one. You know, I actually didn't do a lot of Star Wars games. I did Shadows of the Empire. I did oh, what was the one for PlayStation 5 that we got? Or was it PlayStation 4?
Battlefront?
Battlefront, yeah. I did
Yeah,
quite a bit of
love me
that.
some Battlefront.
Um but I didn't do this one. I always wanted to try Dark Forces out because I remember being a kid and going to the store and seeing the stormtroopers on the box and be like, those guys look
It's
fucking
hard.
badass.
I actually played that. That was a really hard game.
And
But
I've
then
heard
again, I
that
was a kid, so I was probably just
right,
bad at it.
everything's. Although, like, I don't know those some of those games, like playing Super Mario Brothers. I'm like, this is still really hard. But I heard that it got re-released, like or ported, I guess, Nintendo Switch. I'm like, I think I would pay $20 just to relive my childhood and so like, what is this?
Well, I think this was around the time where we were both probably just knee deep in work. We were just like, it was 2011, 2012, so we were pretty not really fresh out of college, but like a few years out of college. So it's like, okay, we're working, we're busy. But I made time for Diablo because that Diablo 3 released in 2012. So I definitely remember making time
I was gonna say,
for that one.
if you're listening to this, the new Fable has been announced, and there's been some trailers. And the last game I remember actually being like, I need to get home and play. Like, there's been games where I'm like, I'm looking forward to playing this, but Fable was one where like I thought about it all day. I'm like, I need to get home and play this, and I don't know why. But the new one's coming out, and I think that Fable 3 was around this time. So it's been a good like almost 15 years or something, like 10, 12 years, 15. But do you ever play Fable, or you know what it is?
No, I know what it is, but I've never played it.
It's not even like, there's other games that are really good games. This one just like was my cup of tea, and they had some creepy stuff in it, and I was like, you could be a good guy or a bad guy in it. Um, but my thing was I would buy up all the real estate and then tax everybody a lot, and I'm like, I'm a good guy. Why am I doing this? But like apparently you get to do that in the new one. And a lot of people are complaining because like you can have gay sex in the new one. And it's like you could have gay sex in the old ones. But anyways, it's a whole thing. But yeah, like you said, I found time for that game, but I don't remember gaming all that much at this time period. But I guess if I would have made time, I could have.
Well, they say it'll be just like their World of Warcraft days, where the neighbors called the cops on them because the smell was so bad they thought they were dead. And this actually reminded me of an old cluster mate that I had in college.
Oh
I
no!
don't remember their names, but there was these two guys that were in our cluster, and they were always in the dark. I never saw them leave to go to class. Whenever their door opened up, there was this musk that came out of just like hot pockets and ramen, because that's all they would do is just play video games in their dorm, and it was just like, oh my god, it smells so bad every time you walk by them.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was rough.
Are you guys okay in there?
Yeah. Well, after a little bit of consideration, the guys are in. They say it's on like Alderaan, which I flagged as a Star Wars fan because, bro, no, it is not on like Alderaan. If you know, you know.
Bad things.
So, so I was thinking of like what they should have said, and I had to do a lot of thought, so I came up with a few of them. It's on like Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh, a
Oh.
little deep cut, Legends. Or it's on like Obi-Wan. Right there. It's right there.
That would have been, yeah.
Or it's on like the Battle of Yavin at Dawn.
Ooh.
Better. I like Grand Admiral Thrawn though. It's more of a deep cut. Well, they see Sheldon and he gets the invite and he is crazy excited. He doesn't even know what it is. Is it the movies or the video games? Board game, trading card game, Legos, dress up, comic books, or dramatic readings of novelizations. Either way, it's yes.
1 point for being like Sheldon right there. I would have been so fucking excited. I still would be. Anything where a weekend adventure in video games or games or whatever it might be, I would be excited. And it's just, yeah, I
Especially
understand
Star
that
Wars.
passion.
Like,
Yeah.
before all this stuff came out, it was always trilogy time.
Mhm.
Before, I mean, even with the, new old ones, the prequel trilogies came out. Like Like back in the day, before the new stuff came out, before the sequel trilogies, there was always trilogy nights. There was always like once a year trilogy night. You just watch them back to back, once a year. I did that for like 10 years straight. Once a year, just find a day, watch all three.
It's that
And
time
there's
of
always time
year.
to slip in the prequels because after the sequels, you know what? The prequels ain't that bad. Well, then Buzzkill Amy says that Sheldon can't go because it's her Aunt Flora's 93rd birthday. And Sheldon tries to get out of it, but Amy puts her foot down because she followed all of the correct protocols. She made a written record request 72 hours in advance. She checked the tire pressure of the car, and she even contacted the Center for Disease Control to find out what shots are recommended for travel to Orange County. Boy, I can't really say any of that. And it's done. And then poor Sheldon is stuck.
I love that she's going through that without batting an eye too. She's like, "This is what I had to do, and I did it." So good for her. And like as far as like I like character progression, we see what's going on with the relationship, and she's buying into this shit. Leonard does too, but he complains every step of the way. She's not really complaining. She's just, this is what life is. So
Well, later on the episode, she actually is very happy in the relationship. Like she's actually stoked to be dating Sheldon. Like he's like her ideal specimen.
right? Specimen's a good word for it.
Yep. Well, after the credits, Sheldon is now at the comic book store to find a birthday gift for Florida. Flora. Oh my god. A birthday gift for Flora. And the suggestions that he get is a tennis ball on Excalibur. It could make a pretty badass cane. Or the collector's edition Batman utility belt. It could be a pill caddy. I don't hate that idea.
I was gonna say,
I'm actually a big pill caddy guy.
Probably would be okay with that for a cane. I would have bought the tennis
cane,
ball
yeah.
and made it work.
Yep. Well, no luck, and Sheldon is all out of ideas. He's already been to the model train store and Radio Shack. And then we get another mismemory of Sheldon's dad. Sheldon says that his dad always used to say, "Shelley, women aren't anything but flippin' pains in the bottom." But, you know, without the swear words. Then Howard gives the worst advice ever. He just says for him to man up and be the man in the relationship, and if you don't want to go, just don't go. And then Howard busts out the whip app, which again, a little bit of going back into that whole like toxic masculinity of what it really means to be a man and stuff like that. So didn't really love that, but it was a lot of jokes around that.
And I could see it coming from Howard. He always talks a lot of shit, but we know that he
talks
very
the talk, but he can't walk
emasculated.
the walk. Yeah.
Yeah, coming from Leonard though, it's kind of like that. That's weird. But I did this was like my partial IQ point because I feel like we've talked about apps before. I did kind of an IQ point on if this was a real app and how much it is, and it sounds like it's an actual app. I went to a Reddit forum and they were talking specifically what app did Howard have, and they talk about Androids versus iPhones and not a whole lot of concrete shit. But what I did find, most likely it refers to an app called Pocket Whip, original whip app for iPhone. It's free, but has in-app purchases for more whip sounds. These additional whip sounds range from 99 cents per whip. There's $1.99 for a Pro pack and $2.99 for an Unleashed pack. And the app itself, according to Google, it's kind of weird because like when you see the newest update, you only see reviews for the newest update, and there was only like 5 reviews for the newest episode date. But Google claimed that it had over 117,000 reviews with a 4.8 average rating. So, you know, over like, 20 years, it occurred all these reviews. Most of them are probably at the forefront of its invention or from this episode. But yeah, so if you want a whip app that looked like one, there was another one that didn't look as good for whatever reason. And this is one that got mentioned in the Reddit forum. So that's what I tracked down.
Well, it obviously had more of an authentic whip sound.
Exactly. It's more authentic. It's very whippy.
You got me lost at in-app purchases. It's like, how many different whip sounds are there?
Right? Like, what?
Well, Sheldon says, you're right. I'm smart as a whip. I should be able to figure this out. So he doesn't get it.
He took it a different way.
Well, now we're at Penny's apartment, and Penny and Leonard are having dinner. And he decides to check in with Penny if it's okay that he goes to the video game weekend. And she's cool with it. And we get a call out that they're still in their beta test. But Leonard actually wanted a little bit more jealousy. She pulls out her acting skills, and they have a very cute interaction. I actually really liked it.
I did too, and I would love her for this. It's so cute.
Yeah. She's playing along with it. She's like kind of like letting him do his thing and everything, not keeping him on a leash and everything. But that's very short-lived by Sheldon.
He calls him Pappy.
He knocks on the door, and he gives her a gift and instantly puts her in his debt. I don't think he understands how gift giving works. Well, he wants her to help him with Amy. But you know what? She's loyal to Amy. It's like, no, I'm not going to help you and get involved in your relationship. So Sheldon brings out the Cooper coupons. And I like this. It foreshadows the end. So I really like this. And he offers things like a free grammar check or a visit to the science center. And he'll point out all their mistakes. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that.
So I have Leonard says to check the expiration dates. He's been burned a few times, and it brought up a memory in my past. And I'm curious. Everybody, you're welcome to chime in, send an email. Because I've had many serious conversations about this, and some people get really, really passionate about it, and it caused a pretty big argument in my. It's like so small, but it is a pretty big argument in my old marriage. But I was gifted, like on my birthday, I think it was, like my present was like a little gift book like this, coupon book, and there are only a couple coupons in it, like a back massage, and like the main one was like an all-day pamper day. Like everything will be about you. You can watch TV. I'll make you dinner and have a massage. I don't know. It was an all-day pamper day, and it was spelled out. And I remember I went to redeem it, and my ex-wife was like, I work today. And like the point of the pamper day was I use the coupon, you call in sick, and we get to spend it today at home together. It's like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, it's not in the rules and regulations. I read the small print. You should have put it in the small print that is for days you already have off. Like you're supposed to take the day off, and you're not like, it wasn't like there was a big convention or something or a big meeting. It was just like an ordinary day of work. And it became like a big thing. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, why would you get me a coupon if you're not going to it's the fucking coupon. So I'm curious, what do you think? If you gave a coupon book that says Pamper Day, would you take a day off from work to do it?
Sorry, Ryan. I don't think. Okay. Okay. I would say yes, take the day off, but give her a little bit of warning. I would say like, hey, how about next week on Wednesday? You take the day off and give me the pamper day. I wouldn't ask it the morning of. Like, hey,
I'm not positive it was the morning of. I don't think it was a week before. It might have been something like the day before. Like, what if I want to use this pamper coupon tomorrow? That might have been what it was. So okay. I can't say it was like I woke up and wanted to use it, because if she was all ready for work, I don't think I would have done that. But it was somewhere between a week before and the morning of. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I would say give her a little bit more grace period. I would say. That's where I'm at with this, where it's like, okay, she didn't put anything in the fine print, so technically, yes.
Technically.
It's like, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you set the parameters? Because honestly, I'm a big parameters guy. Pisses my wife off all the time that I'm always trying to talk about like we need to think about every angle. Tell me the parameters, and she's like, "Can we just figure it out later?" Like, oh, this is gonna bite us in the ass, and sure enough, it does.
That's what I get told. You overthink things. I'm like, if I don't overthink them, I get screwed. Like I need to.
Just like what's happening to me right now.
Right now.
I want to be pampered.
I want that pampering. Happy birthday, Ryan. I still don't know what it was for, but as big of an issue as it was, it's brought me a lot of funny conversations. So I'm glad for that. But it's a really good indicator that if you give coupon books for presents, you really have to you got to put the expiration dates on them and all the fine print.
I would love it to know if any of our fans out there have experienced this or have any opinions on this.
Yeah. There's got to be other people with coupon books out there, right? What happened? How'd it go?
I want my money back.
I want my money back. I want my birthday back.
I want a redo. Mulligan.
Redo.
All right. Well, even with the Cooper coupons, she's not going to help. So he's going with plan B. He's going to run outside with a wet head to catch a cold. So now we jump over to Amy's car, and they're on their way to the party. And Amy is surprised and happy with Sheldon's attitude. But that's only because Sheldon has a secret plan, and thanks to wireless technology. He's playing on gaming the entire time at the party. Yeah, rude. But and she kind of calls him out on it. But then she's like, you know what? Screw it. She kind of plays that game of chicken with him and loses. Where it's like, fine, if you're not gonna do it, then like, because most normal guys will get the hint and they'll be like, okay,
okay.
But he just takes it so literal and just bounces. But before he leaves, he's like, hey, get me a piece of cake though.
Like just insult to injury, right? Like he is not taking a hint.
And now we jump back over to the apartment, and Raj is playing it very smart. We talked about this earlier. He has a bunch of healthy snacks. He has a low-fat turkey jerky, low-carb beer, 100-calorie snack packs. And one thing that I want to call out on this one is the beer, because I paused it. It's a Michelob Light. Or no, it's a Michelob Ultra. I don't know if you took a chance to like screenshot it or look at it.
I kind of saw it look like a Michelob something, Ultra, and I think that they've had like
small print, but I'm pretty sure that it was an Ultra. But an Ultra is 95 calories.
I was going to say, isn't it like 100?
Yeah, Michelob didn't actually have a beer that was 64 calories. I looked into it. They didn't have a 64-calorie beer.
Interesting.
At the time, I remember Miller had Miller 64 out. So, but that was definitely not a Miller can.
Yeah. I was gonna say that it looked like a Michelob, and I just assumed that Michelob must have had one of those ultra light, low cal ones. But I didn't bother looking into it. Because I don't know. I'm curious, like, is the ABV like even close to the same? Like, don't they have to lower the ABV to lower the calories?
Exactly right, and that's my IQ point.
Okay, here we go.
Well, I did this, plus I wanted to talk about snacks, because in the spirit of always making this a food cast, we have to talk gaming snacks. But since we're already talking about beer, let's carry on our conversation about beer. So, at first, as I was just listening to the episode, he mentioned the 64-calorie beer, and I remember when this came out. It was the Miller 64, so I just assumed it was that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I took a look at it, and I was like watching, I was like, that doesn't look like a Miller, like, it clearly says Michelob on the box. So it's like, and so I looked into it, and Michelob Light, if it was discontinued, they buried the information because I could not find anything. Like, I even asked AI. I was like, "Hey, was there ever a 64-calorie Michelob beer?" And it said no. So it's like, oh, okay. So I think they kind of just assumed people wouldn't worry about it.
I just imagine being like in a
Chuck Lorre, we're worrying about it.
Boardroom saying, like, our product is so bad, we have to scrub the internet and never speak of this again. We will spend years scouring like every reference to it. It's gonna be fucking what's that called? Mandela effect. Like people are like, you remember that Michelob 64? No, don't talk
Nope.
that.
Well, I looked into Miller 64 because that actually is a beer with 64 calories. And you're right, in order to make it less calorie, the alcohol by volume needs to be lower. So, Miller 64 is 2.8% ABV. Beer, in general, is usually around the 5% range. So, half the calories means half the amount of alcohol, in a nutshell. And I chose, and then like I said, like it kind of looked like a Miller Lite, so I looked into that one too. And I actually drink a lot of Miller Lite as well. And Miller Lite has 4.2% alcohol and 96 calories. And to me, I kind of thought about this, and it's like, is the overall question of this is a lower calorie beer pointless? Because I know that Raj needs the alcohol and he wants to cut calories, but at the same time it's like, oh, is it kind of pointless? And the answer is kind of maybe. It really just depends on how well your tolerance of alcohol is. But I started doing some comparisons on alcohol content. So I'm using whiskey because I like whiskey. I think you do too, maybe.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, a shot of whiskey is 1.5 ounces and is roughly around 100 calories, depending on the type of whiskey. It can be as high as like 120, 125. But for the most part, a dark alcohol, 1.5 ounces, is roughly around 100 calories. And this has zero point 0.6 ounces of pure alcohol, which is also the equivalent to one standard beer and a glass of wine. A light beer has about 0.48 ounces of pure alcohol, so it's a little less. But Raj is drinking pretty much an extra light beer at 64 calories. So for one 12-ounce can or bottle of this has 0.34 ounces of pure alcohol. So you will still need to drink a little under two of them to get the same alcohol content as the other alcoholic beverages. So this really only works if you're a super lightweight. Otherwise, he's still going to need to drink multiple extra light beers to get to the same place that you want as the other types of alcohol. And the calories are actually going to add up. So, in a nutshell, he'll need about two Miller 64s to get the same buzz as one regular light beer. And it actually adds up to more calories. So 128 calories if you're having two Miller 64s and 96 calories for a regular Miller Lite. Or if you just have a shot of liquor, it's 96 to 120. So it's like, so technically, Raj is actually putting on more calories if he wants to get that same buzz. So it's a trap.
I'm thinking that there is something to be said that I think he is drinking it to get a buzz because he's talking in front of the ladies and he's trying to have a good time. So you're right, it doesn't make sense. I would argue that, like you said, if you're really lightweight, you might want to stretch it out and have fun because if you drink one and you're trash, then that ruins your whole evening. But if you can drink two or three without getting to that level, that's kind of nice as well. You might also be playing on the fact that you might get full before like just water weight. You'll be full after two as opposed to drinking whatever two heavier ABVs. But I would also say, and I've been finding this because I've tried some non-alcoholic beers, and a lot of them just taste like shit. I don't know what it is exactly, if they're not fresh enough, or if just that's how it turns out. I've had some that are okay. I think it was a Heineken non-alcoholic, tasted like I would expect a Heineken non-alcoholic, but there's some like non-alcoholic IPAs where I taste it and it's like hay water, and I'm like, what? So I kind of wonder if just having that smidgen of alcohol in it isn't necessarily to get drunk, that you can drink it without getting drunk, but you still enjoy kind of a better flavor because it has that slight alcohol taste that keeps it from getting contaminated or altering the flavor. I'm curious if that might be. I believe I've had one of these before, but it's been 20 years and I don't remember. But I do know that even like between a 6% IPA, 6-7% IPA, and a 4 or 5% session IPA, you can taste kind of the water balance. And not to say the sessions are bad, but more of them are harder to drink because it's not the flavor I'm looking for. And the problem is I don't always want a 7% IPA. Or did I tell you what happened at Costco? That I got this variety pack of beer from Pelican, and they are all I didn't realize they're all double IPAs, but it's like 8-9% beers. And it's like one beer, I'm done for the night. And I'm like, wow. So I'm having to like cut them up with like I'll have like a water and like drink some water or drink some. But yeah, the flavor. Depending on the evening I want to have, how much I want to drink, how drunk I'm going to get, it all becomes a numbers factor. And like you said, calories are in there as well. So I could see somebody who's like, I just want the flavor. I don't really want to get drunk. Maybe that's their cup of tea.
Yeah, that's a good point. Side note, here in Pennsylvania, Costco's are just starting to sell beer.
I'll drink to that.
There is a caveat because Pennsylvania is really weird about their liquor laws. So you could only buy one pack at a time.
1 6-pack or like a case?
It's a case, I guess, whatever it is. I think the cases are like 12. But in like a lot of other states, you could just load up and it doesn't matter. Like here, it's like they put limits on how many you can buy. So it's like it's a huge victory, but at the same time, it's like I brought 2 of them to the register, not knowing that you could only buy one. So like, yeah, you could only pick one. Sorry, Pennsylvania law. It's like, God damn it, Pennsylvania. You'd think that Pennsylvania being the way it is, you'd think that they'd be a lot looser with alcohol laws, but they're really
be fighting
not.
for more drinking rights, right?
Yeah, like we're all about our personal freedoms and everything over here, but apparently not this.
Did I tell you I just read distilling? Like it's questionable now, but distilling was illegal in the United States.
You mean distilling in general?
Distilling at like personal use at home.
Oh yeah, we had an IQ point on this.
It was a full IQ point. Did we talk about the lawsuit?
Not a lawsuit, but we did talk about the process.
There's a court case now that just got in favor of the individual, and I can't remember the exact specifics. I'd have to look it up, but basically the court case has overturned the illegality of distilling, saying that for home use, distilling is going to be illegal. And it's really weird because in the last year I thought distilling was legal. I've known people who distill. They're like, you can buy distilling equipment in your garage. It's really not that hard. It can be dangerous because we talked about the first couple ounces are poison, right? Turpentine. But like I knew people who did it. You can always freeze stuff and pull off the ice, and that's distilling. But I thought it was illegal. And then like I was looking at distilling equipment and people were like, this is illegal. I'm like, what? And then like the next day I read court case determines it's legal. I'm like, this is a crazy world.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. It's crazy.
I'm
not going to try it, but
some information because I was talking to my neighbors about it. I don't know what brought it. They see me brew beer, so I think they came up and they're like, have you seen about that court case? I'm like, I did. I could distill this and make whiskey now.
You gonna try?
I'm really thinking about it. I would like to try. I feel like my OCD would be really paranoid about like not dumping enough.
Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta do it right.
Right?
That's not how you want to go down.
Cheers. Goodbye. Click.
Well, that's what I had on alcohol, but I also wanted to talk about snacks. Because we have to talk about food. We have to talk about gaming snacks. That's like
absolutely.
It's always a high point for these video game nights. What kind of food are you gonna get? Back in the day, it was always pizzas and stuff like that. But you know what? As you get a little older, just like Raj, circumstances change. So I did look up. I just hopped online and I tried to find like some lists of what people are saying are the best snacks for video game marathons. And frankly, I think they're all wrong. Because to me, you you want to be as hands-free as possible because you have to use the controller. You have to like or if you're using a computer, it's like you're using your hands. Why are so many greasy things on these lists?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's nuts. So I mean, they all had pizza, they all had nachos, they had like chicken, like fried chicken and
The
chicken wings
fuck?
and stuff like that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. If anyone wants to go to a video game night, you gotta be hands free or things that don't leave a residue. Or you could invest in the specialty video game chopsticks. Have you seen those?
No.
So they're chopsticks that are kind of like a glove. So it fits over your fingers, like two little ring things, like fit over your finger, and they're chopsticks. So then you can grab your Cheeto and just eat it, and then you could game.
Oh. That's making a lot of sense.
Yep, I'm probably gonna buy one for my video game nights.
Because if you've ever traded controllers, like back to GoldenEye, taking turns, even with 4 players, we'd always have like 5 or 6 people over, and after the loser gets weeded and out, right? And you take their controller and it's greasy. That is one of the most frustrating. What the fuck did you do to this controller, man? I was eating pizza. With that
Have some
said,
decency.
either bagel bites, pizzas, or pizza little pizza rolls.
Rolls. Yes, I put that on my list too. Yep.
That those were really popular. They were greasy, so like I was always OCD. I'm like, wash your fucking hands. We have a sink right over there. Wash your hands. They would still it's greasy.
Yep. So on my list of things that I would bring, probably grapes. Just because it's like it's easy to eat. It's not going to leave a residue. Celery sticks. I think this idea of jerky isn't bad.
Yeah.
If I like jerky. And pizza rolls.
Talking about jerky, the last like guys weekend our friend Taylor had a few years ago. I went to the fair like a few weeks before and got like 5 different random types of jerky. So we had like kangaroo, gator. I can't remember. It was like a bunch of, I think, camel jerky, like really weird stuff. I'm like, we're doing a taste test, and I think I also got like bugs, like chocolate covered crickets or something. And we were like taste testing all sorts of stuff. So I am maybe not the crickets. They were fine, but the jerky was top tier and fun to eat, not too greasy. I think for me, I'm thinking back to my childhood, and my mom would always stock us up with what my friends would call they called it the basket of love. She had this big wicker basket, and she'd fill it up with treats, and it was always replenished every weekend. And she was great with that. Fruit snacks, like fruit by the foots, fruit roll-ups, or gushers, because you can just dump them in your mouth. You don't even have to get your hands on them. Um, a big popular one were Rice Krispie treats, where you can open it up kind of like a burrito pouch and shove it out and just eat it without touching it. And people like it because it's kind of that sweet. The rice is kind of the puffed rice is kind of the not super savory, but a little filling, but a good little snack. Yeah, between those, sometimes we have jerky. I remember one time I made a big thing of rice, just like we're gonna have some rice and soy sauce, and my uh we didn't eat much of it. It's like we don't want filling. Like that would have filled us all up. We want something really like just intense on the taste buds. So that was something. I remember one time my friend Show made hamburger helper, and I probably was like 15 at the time, and cooking meat was just like nothing less than performing a miracle, turning water into wine. Like how the fuck did you cook hamburger? Like I could not fathom doing it without like killing everybody with E. coli. So watching him do that, I feel like there are other things, but in my young age, it was pre-wrapped stuff and microwavable stuff. That Rice Krispie treats, fruit snacks, pizza bites, And one other big one we had, I don't think they make it anymore, but Kool-Aid used to have slushy mixes where it was like a packet and you would throw it into the freezer and you had to wait like 2 to 3 hours and then you would smash it up and you would have a Kool-Aid slushy. And that was great because we threw them in at the beginning of the gaming night. And by the time we wanted a slushy, they were perfect to go. And I don't know, they were like 50 cents a piece, so it was good. So those are probably, now I don't think I could have a gaming night without barbecuing something, but I'm older now, I've got taste. But back in the day, those were my go-tos.
Nice. Well, let us know in the comments. Shoot us an email. What's your go-to video game snack?
What about drink? Did you talk about drinks?
Oh, so I'm definitely in my old age. It's whiskey. It really shouldn't be, but whiskey and then like a bunch of soda waters.
I remember.
I do beer every once in a while, but like I used to do wine. I mean, honestly, any alcohol is great while you game.
I do a lot of beer. I do whiskey sometimes. Sometimes I go into margaritas. I just remember as a kid, mug root beer, Dr. Pepper. And for some reason, I was okay with Mountain Dew, but it seemed like a lot of people were fans of Mountain Dew. And so there was a lot of Mountain Dew in the freezer too. Fridge.
Well, was it because Mountain Dew had a higher caffeine percent? What was
I'm
it?
not sure
Something
if it
like
did.
that?
I know Jolt did, but by the time I was a teenager, finding Jolt was like really hard. Surge was supposed to as well, and Surge was kind of popular at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I don't know if it was caffeine or just straight up sugar that Mountain Dew had. One of those was on the up and up. Did you ever have Jolt? Like, I swear I've had it once or twice, but it was kind of like this urban legend. Like, have you heard of the soda that has twice the caffeine?
It's a magician. They slam down some smoke and they disappear.
They disappear. They actually work for Jolt.
You see them running off in the distance. No, I was never a big soda fan.
Oh.
Like, I was always more of a juice guy.
We did a lot. Capri Suns. Fucking getting the straws in was a bitch. But,
Put it upside down.
Bloop. Right in the back door.
Go in the back door. Yeah, I guess we weren't as focused on drinks back then. I guess because I was always more of a water or juice person, whereas everybody else got like Coke or something. So, but
I didn't do a lot of sodas. Like, I ever tell you about this? Like, when I was a kid, I couldn't burp. I didn't really learn how to burp until I was like in my 20s. And that sounds really.
You saying? Have you told me that?
Have I told you that?
I don't know.
It's really weird, and like people don't believe me. But like burping, like letting a burp out, is a specific set of muscles, and like as kids, my sister and I both couldn't do it, so we couldn't really drink carbonated beverages, and like I until I was in my 20s, I couldn't drink a can of soda. Like it was too much carbonation; it would cause pain, and I couldn't like get my esophagus to let it up. It wasn't until I started drinking beer that I started learning to like burp. But it caused some issues, and so like I didn't do a whole lot of soda because like I was like half of a can and I was done. My friends were all big soda drinkers, but I did a lot more juice, Capri Suns, and yeah, that's that fun stuff. And Kool-Aid slushies.
Never been a Kool-Aid fan. Yeah. I've had it a couple of times as a kid, and I didn't see what the big deal was. Maybe we made it wrong. It was the powder, so maybe we just didn't add enough powder or something like that. But it's kind of like a little lackluster.
Well, the secret ingredient is adding more sugar. Another cup of sugar.
So I did do it wrong.
I don't know. Like I don't think Kool-Aid by any means was like super fancy or anything, but I remember going to houses and just having pictures of Kool-Aid, and that's like just was the staple of what we drank instead of necessarily sodas or juice, because it made a lot very quickly.
we were powdered lemonade. I remember Costco back in the day had Country Time lemonade in the powder. It was great. I remember my mom even had these bottles of like it wasn't reusable. It was the she took the apple juice container and just reused that, and she even drew a line of like how much water she had to put in and how many scoops she had to put. She mastered it. Was a science to her.
She like blindfolds herself and goes into the kitchen and makes it. I think my dad bought some of those sometimes. He like does weird things. He's really like one of those people who's like really big on a good deal, and even if it makes like no sense. So like one time I came home and he had like 3 dozen orange sherbet push pops, and it's like, do we eat orange sherbet push pops in this family? He's like, we do now. They were on sale. I came home one time and he had like these. Do you know what a score bar is? It's like a Heath bar.
No,
it's like English toffee. Yeah, it's a candy bar, English toffee with Hershey's chocolate, I think. And he came home with like 3 big boxes. He's like, I had a craving for some score bars. Like, that's gonna last me until like I'm in college. And I believe he did that with Country Time lemonade one time, where he came home with like these big things. Like, we're lemonade people now. I got a good deal. Like, okay.
That's great.
Like, I'm having this visceral reaction to the pink lemonade packaging. Like, how much of that did I have to drink?
All right. Well, anything else on snacks?
No, good conversation though. I love that.
Love it. Yeah. We should just have a snacking podcast, which I think is a thing with those kids that I remember I learned about it because they parodied it on SNL.
Oh, I did. I saw that.
Yeah, apparently it's based off like a real podcast.
Don't they get like Trump involved on it? He's like making fun of them.
I have no idea. I
think I
don't remember. Probably.
He's like, those are stupid snacks or something.
All right. Well, the guys are starting to play the game, and they need to decide what they're going to play. Are they going to be a light side or the dark side? And then Howard comes with a surprise. Bernadette is coming.
I do get 1 point here because they say deciding good or bad, and he says
Actually, always good.
I have my IQ point here too. It's like my only IQ point this episode. Leonard says that when they play City of Heroes, they're always the heroes. I don't really know that game. That's like Gotham, right? I could be wrong on that.
No, it was its own. It wasn't based off DC. It was its own thing where you get to create your own hero.
Oh, but are they superheroes though, or is it something else?
They're superheroes, so you can create your own superhero. Then you just do stuff.
They say that in Grand Theft Auto. Well, first of all, my point is from D&D, they are always lawful good. And without images is hard, but if you think of like a tic-tac-toe board, right? In the upper left-hand corner, you get lawful good. And in the middle, you have neutral. And then on the right, you have chaotic. And as you move down the tic-tac board, you go from neutral to like evil, right? And so on the left side, there's lawful good, there's lawful neutral, and there's lawful evil. In the middle, there's neutral good, neutral, true neutral, neutral evil. And then on the right side, it's chaotic good, chaotic neutral, and chaotic evil. And I love looking at diagrams at this because it's always funny to think about how people fall into this. But if Sheldon and the gang are always lawful good, I am convinced I'm always chaotic good / chaotic neutral. Like, it happens. Like I said, with Fable, somehow I end up buying all the property and kicking everybody out of their houses. I don't know why, but I'm a good guy. I do good things in the game, but I can't resist.
Are you? Doesn't sound like it.
When I walk up to them, they're like, hey, good to meet you. How are you doing, sir? I'm like, good day. I'm going into your house. It's like, so yeah.
Great chatting with you. I'm going to go ransack your house now.
I'm going to go away from you inside the window. Have fun outdoors. Good day, sir. Yeah, so definitely. I can't bring myself to be like true evil, but sometimes I do get into that chaotic neutral where things just kind of get crazy. But typically I do fall into that chaotic good. I think chaotic neutral is usually described like for Marvel is like Loki, because he kind of does what he wants to when he wants to, and he doesn't really always want bad things, but he doesn't know, it just kind of comes out the way, and usually he tries to help out when he can, but if it's in his way, then it's in his way. But chaotic good, yeah, somehow I end up in that. It's chaos, but it's always for good reasons, unless you kick them out of their houses. So that's my 1 point for not being like Sheldon. My IQ point is when they say in Grand Theft Auto, we pay the prostitutes and we never hit them with baseball bats. And I was curious about this because if they're playing multiplayer, Grand Theft Auto is a single player game. And so I wanted to see what are they talking about? Like, do they play together like as a group mentality? Maybe they do, one person playing. But it seemed like there was something different going on. I looked this up, and apparently Grand Theft Auto 5 and the online Grand Theft Auto Online, they were not released until 2013. And that's kind of surprising. I thought it was like 2015, 2016. But also kind of more crazy is Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to be due out this November. So it's been like 13 years since the Grand Theft Auto came out. And Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to be insane. I've played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5, but it's kind of like, how do I invest my reality? Like, you have to start up a whole new reality because the game's so massive, and it's a lot. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good price for how much there is. I can't say that with Grand Theft Auto, I can never get the hang of driving, so basically I'm just crashing into things, and it ruins the game for me. Like, even if I want to be serious, like, the driving is so horrible that I can't be serious with it. Anyways, so if this Grand Theft Auto 5 didn't come out till after this episode, they must be talking about Grand Theft Auto 4, which came out in 2008. And I was kind of confused because I didn't think Grand Theft Auto 4 was online. Apparently, it had an online mechanism. It was on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. So it was kind of that introduction to the internet phase where things were becoming more online, but games didn't know how to monetize it. So apparently there wasn't any microtransactions. It was just like, if you're playing the game, I watched a YouTube video with this, you could log into an online gaming mode. And apparently the Windows version of this for Grand Theft Auto 4 discontinued in 2020, but I watched a YouTube video from 2023 that said it's still online. It's just nobody plays it. And the guy's like, no players. He's like, I'm going to try this again. No players. Let's try this again. Like, he couldn't find anybody to play with. But apparently in the game, you can select your options menu and it brings up a cell phone. You select your game mode and it will log you into an online playing mode, which apparently the gaming modes are competitive. Yeah, it's just competitive where you complete tasks for the mafia and you fight off other players trying to get the most points or something. I never played it. So either you can competitive and compete for who completes the most tasks and you're beating up each other, I guess. There's racing games where you steal cars or you just have cars and you race each other around town. And there's also, and I'm highlighting this one, Cops and Crooks, where one team escorts a boss and the other team tries to hunt them down and get rid of the boss. And so I'm guessing that's what they play. And when they say that they are always the good guys, they're the ones, the cops hunting down the bad guys, escorting the mafia boss. The other thing I have to say, yeah, so that's what I found out about that portion. But then I was looking into prostitutes because I don't recall prostitutes being a thing until like San Andreas. Like, I don't think in Grand Theft Auto 3 they were really a thing. Although just may never have played that angle. Do you have something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually got into Grand Theft Auto at 3, and they definitely
Yeah.
had the prostitutes.
Could you hire them, or was it just
Yeah. You could hire them, and you could hit them with a baseball bat if you wanted to.
Okay, so that was possible. I guess I never got into that. I remember San Andreas. Like, I feel like you'd hire them and go to a hotel room or something, and it just like panned out or something. I don't remember. But in this one, I watched a YouTube video. Definitely a thing. You go, you get a car, you drive up to a woman on the street, you honk your horn. Sometimes she walks away. Sometimes she comes and gets in your car. You drive somewhere dark, and a little thing comes up on the screen saying, "How much would you like to pay? $20 for a hand job." Actually, I think it just said service, $20, and it said like select different options. So you have different options, and then like it was really funny because the guy is watching and he's basically like, I don't know what's going on. It was really dark. You just see figures kind of bobbing up and down. And then she gets out and walks away and goes, seriously, what did you even do in there? So like it's like not really anything you can see. And it makes sense why Sheldon would be pulled into. They were collecting money. They get in the car, they talk to you, they get money, and they walk away. So yeah, they say stem cell research, but it's prostitution. We all know it is, but you don't see anything. It's just there, and you do pay money on. I'm surprised that I don't remember that from Grand Up. I don't. I don't remember what I did in Grand. I attacked the police station a lot. That's what I did. I spent a lot of cheat codes just saying like how much damage can I do, and they just keep coming out. And
Yep, that's what I did too. I didn't play a single mission.
not one mission.
Use cheat codes to get all the guns, and then he was going to rampage.
And like that takes up so much time that like the actual game, like it's hard to take it seriously, especially when the driving's so bad that like it's like, okay, get in your car and drive the mafia boss, and I crash and we're all dead. Like, oh, I ruined the game. Just so that's my IQ point that it's probably Grand Theft Auto 3, and that there is a mission like that was online before microtransactions and like just like straight up like player versus player things were there. I remember there were a couple other games like that too that just had random online things. There was a Resident Evil game. Did you ever play that one that was online?
I was never big into Resident Evil.
Which
Too
like
scary.
I always thought it was weird because it's like Resident Evil. How is it online? But like apparently you could log in, like you worked with like 4 other people and you would solve problems and try to work through a level. And I never had a fast enough internet connection, so it's like this is wasted on me. It was such a pain in the ass. I was so disappointed. So yeah, that's my IQ point for this episode.
Nice. Well, like I said earlier, Howard comes in with a surprise, and he brought Bernadette. And then Sheldon pulls out the whip app. And now
I do like Howard's little story about how this happened. That what we're there in bed, and she's like, "We should go to brunch." And he goes, "I'm playing video games this weekend." And she's like, "That sounds fun. I'll join." And he like freezes up, and apparently, and that freezes. So as chauvinistic as he is, like he panics, buys her a laptop and the game, and invites her over. So he completely collapses. He's all talk.
Yep, all talk. All right, well, now we're back at Penny's apartment, and Amy arrives. She's back from the party and is at Penny's for comfort. Amy is left embarrassed with her family, and they don't think that Sheldon is real. He's like Armin, the miniature horse breeder. Penny tries to comfort her that this is just being part of a relationship, that being in a relationship leaves you open to being hurt. And I like this. Amy asks, "Hey, do you ever worry that Leonard is going to do that to you?" And she's like, "No, never going to happen."
Which says
Now
something too with Leonard saying all kind of the negative things this episode. It's like Penny knows he's like, despite what he says, he is all talk as well, like Howard.
Yep. Well, now we're at the apartment, and Bernadette is an absolute gem. She's just like pew-pewing and not actually playing the game.
I love that.
And then they clear the area. They divide up the loot. Bernadette finds something. She finds a purple robe, and she wants Howard to wear the matching one because I thought it'd be good if people knew that we were a couple. And then he gets the whip again.
I was gonna ask here. Sheldon has his cackle, and I didn't find it really funny at all, and I didn't really understand why it's there. He's like, ha ha.
Yeah, he's like, heh.
And like, was that a thing? Like, I don't remember, or like, it just seemed kind of random and like,
I think he's done that in the past. He does it when he kind of pulls pranks on people, and I guess not really a prank, but it's like when it's kind of like instead of going bazinga, it's his like kind of gotcha laugh,
uh,
which we actually haven't gone to bazinga in a really long time.
right? So I was wondering if it was kind of like Bazinga, and I remember Bazinga, but like this laugh, like it wasn't ringing a bell, and I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to find this funny, and I don't know what I'm missing.
You're not missing anything.
Okay, there we go. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually tried to get my wife into video games by swinging the armor things, and like it's kind of all about finding armor. So really you're playing dress up with your character. It did not work.
I play Clash of Clans, and I think I mentioned like at some point I was like top 6% players in the world or something, and I don't feel like I'm very good at it because at that point, like I don't know, you're playing with people who do a lot more effort than I do. But like what got me into it was the cosmetics. Like I can dress up my soldiers, I can put in decorations. I love decorating, but now like decorations have become a defense thing where like you don't decorate just to decorate, and like it used to be that you decorate because it confuses your player, like your opponents, and when they attack you and you have so many like decorations they don't know what's what, and you have a slightly better chance of like surviving an attack. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that, but I like I like little like the little pub I buy, the little target range. But yeah, there's fun to be had in games.
Yep. Well, back at Penny's, she is actually going to play a game with Amy since the guys are playing a game, and they do the quarter bounce game, and Amy is pro level. Then they hear the guys cheering, and Amy mistakenly says that they're playing a Star Trek game. And Penny corrects her. I like that she kind of pays attention to what Leonard talks about. It's because she corrects her and says wars. And Amy's a little confused. It's like, oh, it's Star Wars. They get all cranky when you mix the two up. Amy asks, what's the difference? And I love Penny. Her reaction is like, there's absolutely no difference.
There's no difference. So she's been through this.
Except there is. There's actually a huge difference, which we talked about in the past. One science fiction, the other science fantasy. Pretty big difference. Well, Penny tries to give her some advice to get Sheldon to shape up. At first she says withhold sex, but you know what? It's a little early. That only works when Sheldon hits puberty. And then she's like, okay, you gotta give him the silent treatment. And Amy just says, you know what? He's gonna like that too much. We actually have a record of 6.5 hours, and he said that was magical. So then, final option, make a scene. So now we cut back over to the apartment, and they're still playing the game. We find out that Bernadette is the healer of the group, but she's only been healing Howard. And super cute. She says, I can't help it. My Howie Wowie has an owie. And it's shocking to Sheldon, too. It's the most sickeningly sweet thing that he's ever experienced, and he was drinking Kool-Aid out of a red vine. Have you ever done that?
I didn't do that until 8th grade, and I didn't realize you could even do that. And I remember going to a friend's house, like, try your red vine as a straw. And it was like trying heroin for the first time. Let's try this out. Oh God, yeah, very sweet, and amazing. I don't know how I never knew that beforehand.
Yeah. Well, Amy comes flying in, and she shames Sheldon. And then she does a little callback to Armin, like, hey, if you don't change, I'm going to leave you for Armin. And Sheldon just calls her. I was like, who's Armin? And she just can't get it. She's like, dang it. I forgot to think of a of his last name
Her
and
break there
everything
is like,
else.
God damn it! Just made her character this episode. God damn
Yeah,
it!
damn it. Well, Penny chimes in to help her out, and she just says, "Hey, Amy wanted to show you off to her family, and you stood her up, and that hurt her." And then he finally understands, and he offers the Cooper coupons, and she loves them. She instantly redeems the Science Center. And then on their way out, Raj stands up and he tells them what's been going on with him and why that this is such an important night for him. He tells them that this weekend was really for him, that he wanted to relive the good old times before everybody got a girlfriend. And it's hard being single in a group of couples, and even if he does get a girlfriend, he'll be second after Sheldon. Which I don't know if I that's true, because technically he did have a girlfriend.
Right?
The deaf
I,
girl.
Yeah, and he's talked to girls and like gone on like some dates. It's just not a serious one, right? Or maybe
Well, I thought about that, but the deaf girl, her name was Emily. This was season 5, episode 4, The Wiggly Finger Catalyst. They were together for a long time, like a little over a month, based off the timeline that they talk about.
that
That
counts.
they were to so they were pretty official, and he had a girlfriend.
And like I would say, maybe it's that they weren't sexually active, but I don't think Sheldon and Amy are sexually active,
No,
so that doesn't count either. That's yeah. I don't know. That's a weird line for him.
yeah. Well, Penny is so proud of Raj. She's like, that's how you make a scene.
That's how you do it.
And then she apologizes and says, all right, this weekend's all about you. Amy, let's go. And she lures her over by saying, you could hold my hair while I puke. And she's all into it.
You know, I was curious. I felt like the look on her face wasn't as excited as I thought it would be. And like the second time I watched it, I doubled down on it. She was kind of apologetic to Sheldon, but
Yeah.
also like ran after Penny. So conflicting emotions, but I expected her to be like, holy shit, yeah, bye Sheldon. But like there was still some conflict there for
Yep.
whatever it's worth.
Well, Bernadette decides to leave too. So the guys get their weekend. And then we flash forward to like the end of the weekend. The guys are all asleep, and Mrs. Wallowitz shows up to pick up Howard. And this is actually a callback that as I was rewatching it, he actually mentions in the opening scene, like, we're gonna turn off our phones so our mom can't call us. And that's what he did. And then we get the whip sound again. And that's the episode. On to the vanity card. We are on Chuck Lorre Productions number 380. And it's written very poetically. It's in like cursive. It says, as my eyesight dims, I see things more clearly. As my hearing fades, the music becomes more beautiful. As my mind withers, the memories. Hey, whatever happened to Alan Funt? His name always made me giggle. The end.
All right then.
Yep. I got nothing to say to that. So let's count up some points.
All right.
Well, we have 3, assuming you want to count your first one about the Whip app.
I'm gonna say yes. We have a theme there about apps, and yeah.
All right, so we're at 3 IQ points.
It's not the most intelligent IQ point we've ever had, but it's there and it counts.
It's there, yeah.
I went up on both sides by 1 point. 1 for being chaotic good, chaotic neutral versus lawful good. I could never be lawful good. And 1 for being like Sheldon, because I'd be so excited for a video game night. So
yeah,
148 points, not like Sheldon. 149 like Sheldon.
Nice.
This list is really long. I might need to divide this up.
We talked about dividing it up per season.
Yeah. I might have to go. This summer I have a lot of chores. I might do that.
All
Man, season
right.
1, I didn't even say season 1. I just said episode 2, episode 5.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Memories.
anything else to add to this episode?
I don't think so. I feel like there might have been one thing. What was it? One thing that we didn't really talk about when she brought it up, Amy saying that she thinks Sheldon was amazing because he's, I picked up that he's waxy. So, the fact that Amy is very attracted to him in ways that we don't see really caught my attention. And the other one was, what was it? The other thing was Sheldon realizing he was wrong fascinated me because he didn't necessarily realize he was wrong. He realized that he wanted to make Amy happy because he was just so great. So it's like his egotism played into him giving her what she wanted. And so he's it's an interesting character growth where he's growing, but maybe not in a good way. So he's still egotistical. But he's like, I understand you want me, and I'll be there for you. So it's like he is.
It only makes sense.
It only makes sense that it clicked with him, but he's still full of himself and doesn't necessarily see that it's because he should care about his girlfriend. It's all about him nonetheless. So that was something I kept thinking that it seems like character growth, but I'm not completely sure it is.
Yeah. Maybe not. All right. Well, that's the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to email us at theoreticalnonsensepod@gmail.com. Don't forget to give us 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And we will see you next time when we discuss Season 5, Episode 20, The Transporter Malfunction. See you then.
See ya.
This was Theoretical Nonsense, the Big Bang Theory watch-along podcast. No PhD required. Our intro and outro music is by Alex Kroll. Thanks for listening. I want to be pampered.
I want that pampering. Happy birthday, Ryan.